Hello ladies, and welcome back to Chengi's World. So glad to have you in this video today. For those of you who are new to my channel, I am Chengi and you, my precious one, are my world. If you of course are new, make sure you subscribe below, hit the notification bell so that you're updated every time I upload a video, and join me on Instagram and Facebook at Chengi's World on both handles. Also check out my one-to-one coaching program where I can work with you one-on-one, helping you with any of your love problems, okay? And you can check that out in the description box. I will put the link to getthering.co.uk if you're interested in the one-to-one coaching program, or check out the rest of my services at chengisworld.co.uk. Okay, we're over that bit, so moving forward. Today's video is about dating somebody that you work with, or have to see all the time, or somebody you go to church with. Now this is very, very tricky. I mean, let's think about this, right? Where are you supposed to meet people? You're more likely to meet somebody in the place that you spend your most time. And where is the place you spend your most time? At work, or in your community, or at church, or in the mosque, or wherever it is that you tend to spend a good chunk of your time getting to know people, getting to be seen, and getting to see people. These are the most obvious places to meet people. And so in the days gone by, when there were things such as integrity, I cannot believe that I said that, but the truth is things like integrity are in short supply. And there was a time in this world where you could expect to meet somebody within the community, and because of the levels of accountability, the fact that your auntie, you knew them, or your friend knew them, meant they had to behave well and be honorable towards you. But nowadays it doesn't seem to make a difference. So what do? Do we literally write out the whole "I don't date people I work with"? How many couples do we know that met at work and are still happily married? It absolutely can work, meeting somebody at work, meeting somebody at church, meeting somebody in a place where you are likely to see each other more often than not. However, there are just a few things that you need to bear in mind, okay? So we're just going to go through a few pointers that would really help you. We have to bear in mind that if it goes wrong, and relationships do, not because you're working together, not because of your situation, relationships do. Sometimes there's that physical attraction that happens between people, but it doesn't translate into longevity. It doesn't translate or into exclusivity, right, or monogamy. It just doesn't translate into anything more than an initial attraction, an initial flame that burned. And it's always worth exploring it than not ever knowing, or leaving that workplace or leaving that environment, never actually knowing, okay? So, and when things do go bad, it kind of sucks on a few different levels. When things go bad, they really do go bad, because if it doesn't work out, you have to see each other at work, you have to be in the same boardroom, you have to be in the same church service, and you have to behave, because there is a code of behavior that is acceptable or unacceptable. And nobody wants to leave their church because a relationship went wrong, or nobody wants to leave their job because a relationship went wrong. So we have to have a few things that we bear in mind. Number one, do not allow anybody to know about it. It's so important to keep your relationship secret until both of you know exactly what it is. Now I had a friend, I have a couple that I used to work with, and they were so good. They didn't let anybody know that they were going out. But eventually people pick it up because of certain habits. It's so important for you to be careful that you don't always are seen together. I know it seems like a lot of effort effort, but it's so worth it if the relationship does not work out, that you can still walk away with your dignity, your professionalism, and everything intact. I have seen things go wrong real quick when two people make an announcement in the plane and then it doesn't work out, and then everybody wants to know, and then they have to live through the horror of whatever rejection or situation that happened, and everybody feeling entitled to knowing the details of that relationship. Because what happens is when two people who work together, go to church together, people get emotionally invested in your success. They genuinely want you to make it. They genuinely want you to come together. Of course, some won't like the match, some won't always approve, but no one ever will. But the point is, you have to be so careful that you don't meet in the neighborhood that you work, that you go somewhere where you're not likely to be found, and that you take that time out to build strong foundations. I've said this about relationships in general, but it is specifically important when you are dating somebody that is within your community, to keep voices away and opinions away, so that if it doesn't work, everybody can hold their hands high. And whilst you're going through your heartache and going through your disappointment and going through the pain of losing that person or whatever it is that happened between you, it can be a private affair. You can just heal well. Okay, I don't believe in sort of having hard and fast rules. So you don't date people at work, because where else are you going to meet people, right? And you're probably going to have more in common. And I've seen it work, and I've seen couples work, get married, be happy, have children because they met at work. What better place is there? You already work in common, so why the hell not? And again, that applies for church or wherever community you're in, and you have to see each other all the time. So definitely keep it a secret. Number 2, stay away from anything too physically intimate. There's nothing worse than discovering that your colleague is sleeping with 5 other girls in the office building, or is messing around with 4 other girls in the church, and you got intimate too soon. Okay, there's something nice about knowing that if it doesn't work, well, we never took it that far. I can still walk away with a little bit of self-pride, right? So my thing is, don't jump into bed with him. Don't get caught up with things sort of physically. Don't get into the physical thing, because it's harder to deal with the fact that you've been used and then have to see that person again. It just won't work. So specifically when you have to be with somebody that you work with or in the community with, just be slower. Just take everything a lot slower than you would have if you had just met some random guy in another part of town that you will probably never meet again. I, for one, have never really fished in the pond that I'm in. I generally avoid dating men that I have to see again. But the reality is, now and again we do. It happens, right? And as a result, you have to be able to cope with it. So if you can keep certain of these 2 rules in check, keep your relationship private, stop it from going physical real soon, you stand a chance at really, truly finding love. And just basically just be aware of the dynamics if anything should go wrong. And if things go wrong and the relationship does not take off for whatever reason, you just have to recover by getting busy with your work and remember why and how you met is because you had a job to do. Okay, so don't ever let a relationship at work, at church, at the mosque, wherever you are, go bad, ruin your career or ruin your faith or ruin what you were doing. Just put your affection and attention back to your job and to your work. So I hope this helps, and I hope it helps those of you who are considering dating somebody at work, or those of you who have been dating somebody at work. And if you need any more help with your particular situation, again, you can contact me at getthering.co.uk. Okie dokie, thank you so much for watching. Take care of you. Love you lots. Mwah.